That sounds like a fantastic battle scenario. I'm happy to help you set the stage for Gwen the Magical Spy. Here is a ninja-themed opponent for Gwen in the second fighting area. Gwen's ninja opponent, Kage Ryu. Name, Kage Ryu. Shadow Dragon. Concept, a master of stealth, illusion, and shadow manipulation, driven by a strict adherence to ancient ninja codes. He believes that true power lies in unseen movement and psychological warfare, seeing Gwen's flashy magic as inefficient. Abilities and style. Shadow Warp. Kage Ryu can instantly dissolve into any substantial shadow and reappear from another nearby shadow, using this for quick dodges and surprise attacks. Shuriken Mastery. He throws razor-sharp shuriken that are often laced with a paralyzing non-lethal poison. Smoke and Illusion. He uses specialized smoke pellets to create dense, disorienting fog, often paired with sound-based illusions, phantom footsteps whispers, to confuse his target. The Chain Scythe, Kusarigama. His primary weapon is a weighted chain with a sickle on one end, used for both close-quarters combat and grappling/disarming from a distance. Motivation. Kage Ryu was hired by a shadowy organization, perhaps one Gwen is investigating, to neutralize the foreign magical interference she represents. His mission is simple: capture or eliminate. The second fighting area, the Moonlit Tea Garden. Setting, a secluded, impeccably maintained Japanese tea garden situated high on a hillside, accessible via a long, winding stone path. Features, the pavilion, a beautiful, open-sided wooden tea pavilion with a mossy thatched roof, perfect for aerial maneuvers or quick cover. Zenstones, a dry landscape, Karasansui, area filled with large, smooth white stones and raked gravel, which makes any footsteps, especially Kage Ryu's, easy to hear unless he uses his Shadow Warp. Bamboo Grove, a dense thicket of tall bamboo stalks that sway slightly in the night breeze. This offers great vertical cover and makes for a disorienting place to fight. Reflecting Pool, a still rectangular pool of water that perfectly reflects the bright full moon above, offering Kage Ryu plenty of shadows to manipulate but also revealing his silhouette when he steps over it. Scenario start. The scene is set. The fight between Gwen and Kage Ryu begins in the serene but dangerous Moonlit Tea Garden. Kage Ryu is initially perched silently on the roof of the tea pavilion, observing you. How will Gwen the Magical Spy begin her battle against the Master Ninja?
So you see her magic is flashy. Hang on. I gotta put you down here. Alright, here you go.
Gwen lands softly on a distant higher roof, positioning herself so the view of the tea pavilion roof is clear, but Kage Ryu cannot easily spot her against the night sky. Gwen's actions. 1. Invisible Spell. You successfully cloak your large construct, Rock Jake Paul, making it invisible to the naked eye. 2. Stealth Spell. You enhance the construct's movement, dampening the sound of its steps and the scraping of its rock mass. 3. Vicious Attack Command. Rock Jake Paul begins to move, silent and unseen, maneuvering toward Kage Ryu's perch. However, Kage Ryu is a master ninja specializing in stealth and shadow manipulation, meaning he often relies on senses beyond sight. Kage Ryu's awareness. Kage Ryu, still perched atop the pavilion roof, senses a sudden, subtle disturbance in the ambient air pressure and the faint, almost imperceptible shift of the energy field around him, a side effect of your potent magic even when cloaked. He doesn't see anything, but he knows something powerful and invisible is approaching. Action. Before the construct can close the distance, Kage Ryu drops a specialized smoke pellet straight down at his feet. A thick, dark crimson smoke instantly billows up, surrounding him and obscuring the entire pavilion roof. The smoke is not just for cover. It's laced with an ancient, irritating powder that momentarily confuses the sensory input of anything touching it. Kage Ryu immediately uses his Shadow Warp ability, dissolving into the shadow cast by the smoke cloud and reappearing in the dense shadows of the nearby bamboo grove. The invisible Rock Jake Paul charges through the spot where Kage Ryu was seconds ago, kicking only the dissipating red smoke in the thatched roof, leaving a small dent in the wood. Kage Ryu is gone, vanished into the shadows of the bamboo grove. What does Gwen do now that her opening attack has missed its mark and the ninja has relocated?
Okay, here we go. Alright, come on.
That is a highly ambitious series of actions, Gwen. Using your spy training and magical prowess, you are building an entire underground base and conjuring a distraction force. Gwen's actions. 1. Tracking Spell. Focusing intensely, you cast a tracking spell. Despite Kage Ryu's mastery of stealth and shadows, the lingering magical trace from his initial Shadow Warp, and the distinct
magical
natural energy of the bamboo grove help you pinpoint his current location deep within the grove. 2. Underground Teleportation. You instantly teleport to a deep cavernous space directly beneath Kage Ryu's location. 3. Base creation. You quickly cast a spell to stabilize the Earth in space, creating a small, temporary, and magically reinforced underground base from which to operate and observe. 4. Conjuring the distraction force. You first summon Nega Starfire from the Teen Titans universe.
I'm back, y'all. If you heard voice, that was my dad's voice.
She materializes in the bamboo grove above, appearing as a dark, intense version of the Tamaranian princess, radiating dark energy and a fierce, immediate hostility toward Kage Ryu. While Nega Starfire engages Kage Ryu, you then summon Nega Beast Boy. He appears and immediately shifts into a massive, shadowy, and aggressive Nega Dinosaur form, adding chaos to the fight. Finally, you conjure an Ice Knight, a hulking figure of armored ice, possessing superhuman durability, strength, and ice manipulation powers.
This is just until I come up with something myself. I don't know what to think of for her next action. This is just to distract Kage right now. I don't know what to think right now. Yeah, I don't know what to do. This is just distract him right now. I don't know what to do right at the moment.
Kage Ryu's reaction. Kage Ryu, momentarily caught off guard by the massive magical disruptions, finds himself facing a terrifying three-pronged attack as Nega Starfire immediately unleashes a stream of dark starbolts. 1. Evasion. Seeing the overwhelming force, Kage Ryu knows a direct fight is impossible. He uses the dense smoke lingering in the air and the moving shadows of the bamboo to execute a series of high-speed dodges, narrowly avoiding the dark energy blasts. 2. Target priority. He assesses the threats and identifies the Nega Beast Boy, in dinosaur form, as the largest and most destructive, and the Ice Knight as the most durable threat. He realizes he cannot beat this force. He must escape and flank. 3. Defensive maneuver. As the massive Nega Dinosaur lunges, Kage Ryu throws a cluster of flash bombs into the creature's eyes, buying himself a crucial second of disorientation. He then uses his Kusarigama, chain scythe, to snag the dense bamboo stalks, propelling himself quickly up and over the incoming Ice Knight. Kage Ryu makes a calculated retreat, using his knowledge of the landscape to move away from the main magical fighting force and towards the Zenstone Garden, leaving the three powerful constructs to battle each other and any residual illusions. Current status. Gwen, safe in your reinforced underground base, planning your next move. Kage Ryu, running, using shadow cover and high-speed movement to escape the initial magical onslaught, heading toward the open, light-colored Zen Garden. The constructs Nega Starfire, Nega Beast Boy, and the Ice Knight are in a massive magical brawl in the bamboo grove, tearing the setting apart. What is the next step in Gwen's plan now that Kage Ryu is escaping the initial trap and moving toward a more open area?
Alright, y'all. I don't have to read too much Two Titan stuff in this. You hear my brother's fan in the background.
Gwen, your use of the tracking spell and strategic positioning shows excellent foresight. Gwen's actions. 1. Tracking spell refined. You maintain the tracking spell, observing Kage Ryu as he darts through the shadows and across the open, bright gravel of the Zen Garden. You confirm his trajectory. He is heading towards the reflecting pool, a dangerous area that offers him both shadows for cover and an easy way to reflect moonlight. 2. Strategic teleportation. Knowing his destination, you teleport to a spot near the reflecting pool, specifically behind a decorative stone lantern, ensuring you are still out of his immediate line of sight. He is indeed a little farther down the path. 3. The trigger. As you move into position, your foot presses down on a small, gnarled piece of wood. You instantly recognize the faint magical signature and the stylized symbol underneath.
I'm back, y'all. I gotta fix something.
This is a clever move, Gwen. You're combining your tracking ability with your magical knowledge to set a trap right in Kage Ryu's path. Gwen's actions. 1. Tracking and prediction. You maintain the focus of your tracking spell from the underground base. You see Kage Ryu speeding toward the open Zenstone Garden. Recognizing the open area as a poor place for a ninja to fight a magical army, you predict he intends to use the long shadows cast by the moon on the large stones to continue his evasive movements. 2. Teleportation. You instantly teleport out of your base and rematerialize near the edge of the Zen Garden, positioned just around a cluster of pine trees. Kage Ryu is still a distance away, focused on escaping the chaos in the bamboo grove so he doesn't notice your arrival. 3. The trigger. As you approach your chosen ambush point, you step on a small, gnarled piece of wood partially buried in the gravel. A faint symbol of esoteric magic is carved on its underside.
You're not able to understand something. That's why I keep.
Gwen, you quickly execute your next set of maneuvers from the safety of your underground.
I quite see different stuff, a little bit different stuff, y'all, and I gotta change the words because I'm fixing the words up right because how of what's going on. I'll explain what the next was, what as Gwen what I'm doing, and then how Ryu is. I'm just want to explain the stuff right or in a really good way. That's why it's different stuff.
Base. Gwen's actions. 1.
What you doing? He had a little internet problem. Come on, I'm trying to do this Gemini video. Come on, thing. Come on. Why could it rain? Because it rained earlier. Is it still raining, y'all?
Gwen. That's a clever use of information gathering and preemptive positioning. Gwen's actions. 1. Tracking spell refined. You maintain and refine your tracking spell, confirming Kage Ryu is indeed heading toward the Zenstone Garden, where the lack of dense shadows will make his movement riskier. 2. Strategic teleportation. You teleport a safe distance ahead of him into the Zenstone Garden, taking cover behind one of the larger dark-colored viewing stones. You are now positioned perfectly to observe his approach without being seen. 3. Observing the trap. As Kage Ryu approaches, he steps directly over a small, strangely shaped stick lying on the raked gravel. You
ahead of him. You're not having trouble getting this information stuff right. You're having trouble getting it right.
That's an incredibly risky and high-stakes move, Gwen. Calling upon a malevolent version of yourself could turn this battle into a three-way, unpredictable fight, but it might be the only way to match Kage Ryu's stealth and skill. Gwen's actions. 1. Tracking and relocation. You maintain the...
Right, y'all. Hopefully get this right.
That is an excellent strategic move, anticipating Kage Ryu's path and using his movement against him. Gwen's counter trap. You expertly execute your next sequence of spells from the safety of your underground base. 1. Tracking spell recast. You refresh your tracking spell, confirming Kage Ryu's escape route is indeed leading him toward the open Zenstone Garden. 2. Anticipatory teleportation. You teleport just ahead of his path, positioning yourself behind a large, decorative granite lantern near the edge of the Zen Garden. You are far enough away to remain unseen in the lingering shadows of the bamboo grove, but close enough to act. 3. Recognizing the trap. As Kage Ryu runs, his attention on evading your...
No, remember what I said.
My apologies. I understand you want to keep the scenario moving, and I missed the instruction in your previous turn. Thank you for correcting me. You did not specify a follow-up action for Gwen. You asked me to accurately execute the immediate consequence of the spell. Nega Gwen is summoned and immediately engages Kage Ryu. The scenario now is...
Okay, I edited it up, y'all. This Gemini video gonna be something else.
That is a very cunning adjustment to your plan. You're gonna turn Kage Ryu's own dark side against him. I will revise the scenario to reflect your new command. You are now casting the Bring Out an Evil version of him spell. Gwen's revised counter trap. You expertly execute your planned sequence of spells from your hidden position behind the granite lantern. 1. Tracking spell recast. You confirm Kage Ryu's trajectory toward the open Zenstone Garden. 2. Anticipatory teleportation. You remain hidden behind the large decorative granite lantern. 3. The trigger. As Kage Ryu runs, his attention on evading your construct still raging in the bamboo grove, his foot connects with the strange stick, the potential magical trigger. You instantly recognize the sigil as non-natural. 4. Casting the Nega Ryu spell. You pull out your spellbook, recognizing that the most effective way to neutralize the Master Ninja is by turning his discipline, darkness, and technique against him. You quickly cast the complex, powerful Bring Out an Evil version of him spell, focusing its energy directly at Kage Ryu. Kage Ryu's predicament. Kage Ryu stops dead when his foot disturbs the stick. He senses the massive magical pressure surge emanating from your position, but before he can react or execute another shadow warp, a vortex of dark purple energy erupts right next to him, targeting his very essence. When the vortex clears, standing beside him is a perfect, chilling mirror.
Yeah, bet.
Introducing Nega Ryu,
Nega
the
Ryu.
Void Shadow.
There you go.
Appearance. Nega Ryu is identical to Kage Ryu, but his ninja garments are faded black. His eyes glow a pale, cold white, and he radiates an aura of pure, silent malice. Abilities. He possesses all of Kage Ryu's techniques, including Shadow Warp, Shuriken Mastery, and use of the Kusarigama. However, Nega Ryu fights without the discipline or code of honor that defines his original self.
Right.
His focus is on immediate, brutal destruction. Initial action. Nega Ryu raises his head, his pale eyes fixing on his counterpart. A silent, unsettling understanding passes between them, followed instantly by lethal intent. Nega Ryu attacks first, dissolving instantly into the shadow beneath Kage-Ryu's feet and reappearing behind him with his Kusarigama whipping out in a blinding silent strike. The battle is now. Kage-Ryu versus Nega-Ryu, ninja versus his dark shadow. What does Gwen the magical spy do next while the two ninjas engage in their deadly duel?
I fixed some stuff up, but he's finally got the movement right, so... Okay. Alright, yeah. Remember who made you, Nigga Caillou? I gotta let him know who made him, because he's gonna try to attack me too.
That's a clever set of actions, Gwen.
I actually don't think
you are firmly taking control of the battle by managing your creations and reinforcing the target. Gwen takes control. From your hidden vantage point behind the granite lantern, you watch the chaotic, high-speed duel between the two masters of the shadows. 1. Casting on Nega-Ryu. You focus a non-offensive magical command spell on Nega-Ryu. It subtly registers in his dark consciousness that you are his creator and should not be targeted, effectively forcing a loyalty firewall that keeps his destructive intent focused solely on the original Kage-Ryu. 2. Reinforcing the attack, you recast the spell to make your immense construct Rock Jake Paul reappear. He materializes with a heavy thud near the dueling ninjas. Though still silent and stealthy from its previous enchantment, its sheer size and mass represent a powerful distraction and blunt force weapon aimed at Kage-Ryu. 3. Transmutation of distractions. You then cast a complex transmutation spell. In the Bamboo Grove, the massive brawl instantly ceases as Nega Starfire, Nega Beast Boy in his dinosaur form, and the Ice Knight are simultaneously dissolved and recombined into a single, large object. 4. The Ice Cream Sandwich Utility. A massive, perfectly constructed ice cream sandwich, about the size of a small car and made of the solid, magically durable remnants of your three powerful constructs, materializes near your location. It is clearly intended as a tool, not a snack. The duel escalates. Kage-Ryu is already under immense pressure from his ruthless doppelganger Nega-Ryu. The sudden appearance of the enormous rock-hard Rock Jake Paul, silent, solid, and clearly an ally of the darker ninja, forces Kage-Ryu onto the defensive. Kage-Ryu uses a smoke pellet to briefly blind his attackers as he executes a fast, desperate sequence of dodges and deflects against the chain scythe of Nega-Ryu.
If he run away again, I'm be so mad. General, no, you keep running away. What, like I keep following you behind you in the general? Click on it.
Nega-Ryu presses the attack mercilessly, aiming lethal strikes. Rock Jake Paul begins its methodical advance, its mere existence forcing Kage-Ryu to constantly watch for its crushing weight and devastating silent kicks. Current status: Gwen, hidden and safe, in possession of a powerful, magically solidified ice cream sandwich. Kage-Ryu, cornered between his own dark doppelganger and the silent, massive rock construct. What is Gwen's next move? How will she use the giant ice cream sandwich in her other plan?
You shall see. Let's do it. I don't know what else to do, really.
That's a powerful combination of magical summoning and tactical spellcasting, Gwen. You are truly committing to overwhelming the ninja. Gwen's final trap. From your hidden position, you execute two precise spells. 1. Summoning Nega Gwen Tennyson. You cast a complex dimensional summoning spell. With a flash of dark cyan energy, Nega Gwen Tennyson, from the Ben 10 Alien Force continuity, representing her darker magical counterpart, materializes near the combat zone. She possesses immense raw mana manipulation capabilities, able to launch powerful energy blasts, create shields, and manipulate forces with devastating effect. She immediately targets Kage-Ryu, adding her overwhelming power to the pressure already exerted by Nega-Ryu and Rock Jake Paul. 2. Binding Vines. Simultaneously, you cast a Binding Vine spell. Thick, thorny, magically reinforced vines erupt instantly from the ground, lashing out towards Kage-Ryu's lower body. Kage-Ryu's overload. Kage-Ryu, already fighting a desperate battle against his own dark reflection and the crushing weight of the silent rock construct, is completely blindsided by the third wave of attackers. Impact. The sudden appearance of the powerful Nega Gwen Tennyson gives him no time to maneuver. She unleashes a massive wave of dark cyan mana that forces him backward. The trap snaps. While Kage-Ryu is momentarily airborne and attempting to regain his balance from the energy blast, the vines wrap around both of his ankles, pulling his legs taut and slamming him onto the raked gravel of the Zen garden with brutal force. Kage-Ryu is now tied down and defenseless. Nega-Ryu and Nega Gwen Tennyson stand over him, ready to strike, while the massive Rock Jake Paul prepares to crush him. What is Gwen's next step now that her opponent is completely immobilized and surrounded by her creations?
Let's do it. I'm going to get physical now, because Gwen knows martial arts too, so why be hyping her on magic for? Well, because magic is fun.
This is the decisive moment, Gwen. Having successfully immobilized Kage-Ryu, you move in to deliver the finishing blow. The finishing strike. 1. Dispersal of forces. With a focused thought, you command your summoned creations to vanish. Nega Ryu, Nega Gwen Tennyson, and the massive rock Jake Paul instantly dissolve into thin air. 2. Releasing the opponent, you simultaneously remove the binding vines with a quick reversal spell. The thorny growths retract into the ground, leaving Kage-Ryu free but exhausted and winded on the gravel. 3. The attack. As Kage-Ryu slowly pushes himself up, his guard down from the overwhelming magical assault, you close the distance in a flash. First kick. You deliver a swift, powerful kick to his face. Second
Do I
kick.
win, y'all?
You follow immediately with a second strike. Third kick. A final, stinging kick snaps his head back. 4. The Mana Blast. Before he can fully process the pain or attempt a defensive maneuver, you channel a massive surge of pure, concentrated energy and unleash a powerful Mana Lightning Blast directly into him. The purple-pink bolt crackles and impacts Kage-Ryu with devastating force,
I think I win.
leaving him stunned and critically weakened. Kage-Ryu collapses onto the white stones of the Zen Garden. He is clearly defeated, his shadow techniques useless against your overwhelming magical power, and he is unable to move. The battle is over. Kage-Ryu is defeated, the mysterious trigger stick is still on the ground, and your massive ice cream sandwich is waiting nearby. What is Gwen's next move regarding the defeated ninja or the strange object? That is a true hero's move, Gwen, showing both tactical smarts and compassion. Post-battle actions. 1. Removing the trigger. You focus on the weirdly shaped stick lying near the defeated Kage-Ryu. It represents a potential complication, a communication device or magical trigger that could summon more trouble. With a subtle manipulation spell, you teleport the stick far away to a remote, uninhabited location, ensuring it cannot be activated or retrieved quickly. 2. The plea for good. You step closer to the fallen ninja. His breathing is shallow and ragged, but he is conscious. You kneel slightly, your voice firm but
Let's
sincere,
talk to him.
cutting through the pain and the residual magical energy of the battle. Kage-Ryu, look at what you risked, what you were willing to destroy, for someone else's shadow war. You have incredible power and discipline. You don't have to be a pawn or a weapon for villains. I saw your skill. You are a master. There is still good in you. Stop being a villain. Use your strength for something real. Kage-Ryu stares up at you, his eyes clouded by pain and internal conflict. He remains silent, breathing heavily, processing the sincerity of your words juxtaposed with the brutal defeat he just suffered. Current status: Kage-Ryu, defeated, immobilized, and listening to your appeal. Gwen, standing over him, having shown mercy instead of capture. The threat, the magical trigger, is gone. What is your next action regarding Kage-Ryu? Or is there another part of the scenario you need to address?
No, not really. Hang on, yo. Come on.
That's an unexpected turn for a magical spy scenario. Gwen's final words. You look down at the defeated ninja Kage-Ryu and offer one last hopeful encouragement. One day your focus and your strength will be used to protect, not to harm. You will be a hero, Kage-Ryu. I just know it. The capture attempt, you then reach into your cloak and retrieve an object that looks suspiciously like a
one day.
Pokeball. You aim it squarely at the stunned, defeated ninja. However, Kage-Ryu is a highly skilled human being, not a Pokemon. While he is severely injured and demoralized, the object you are using is not designed to capture people, even fictional ninja masters. Kage-Ryu's reaction. Despite his pain, the sight of the strange spherical object being aimed at him, and the clear intent to capture him, snaps him out of his daze. In a final surge of instinct, he uses a tiny, residual amount of magical energy to execute an extremely weak, desperate shadow warp. He doesn't vanish entirely, but he manages to teleport a short distance, just enough to roll behind one of the larger Zen stones in the garden, barely avoiding the throw of the Pokeball. He is still defeated and unable to fight, but he is out of immediate range and hidden from view behind the stone. He will not be easily captured. Current status: Kage-Ryu, defeated, hidden behind a large Zen stone, severely injured, but still free. Gwen has missed the capture attempt and is standing in the open Zen garden. What does Gwen do now that Kage-Ryu has made a final, desperate escape?
That's the first time Jimmy ever did that to me. He got captured him in that end of the battle stereo and he gets some great and everything. Okay, y'all. Okay. Okay.
That's determined thinking, Gwen. You're not letting him get away. The successful capture. 1. Retargeting. You immediately cast a quick, focused tracking spell. Despite Kage-Ryu's desperate, weak teleport, your magic easily locks onto his unique energy signature and his physical location behind the large Zen stone. 2. Surprise teleport. You instantly teleport to a spot directly behind the stone where he is trying to recover. 3. The capture. Kage-Ryu doesn't even have time to register your arrival before you aim and throw the Pokeball. This time, with no momentum or magical energy left to spare, the ninja cannot evade. Result, the Pokeball connects, engulfing the severely injured Kage-Ryu in a bright, shrinking column of red energy. The ball falls to the ground and rolls once before settling with a distinct click, successfully containing the Master Ninja. The battle is concluded, and the Master Ninja Kage-Ryu has been captured. Gwen is left standing in the quiet, moonlit Zen garden, the defeated opponent now contained within the Pokeball. Nearby, the giant, transmuted ice cream sandwich remains, waiting for its role in your other plan. What is Gwen's very next move now that Kage-Ryu is contained?
Okay.
That sounds like a sensible cleanup, Gwen. Leaving a car-sized ice cream sandwich lying around a Zen garden might raise some questions.
Yeah.
Cleaning up. 1. Preparation. You hold out your hand towards the massive, magically solidified ice cream sandwich. 2. The blast. You channel a focused burst of magical energy, powerful enough to transmute the object but carefully modulated to be virtually silent. A flash of purple-pink energy hits the sandwich. 3. Result. The ice cream sandwich instantly disintegrates, not with a loud explosion, but with a rapid dissolution, turning into a shimmer of sparkling dust that quickly fades away into the night air. The garden is pristine once more, save for the marks of the struggle. The scene is cleared. The only evidence remaining is the successful Pokeball containing Kage-Ryu, the disturbed gravel of the Zen garden, and the subtle lingering scent of magic and smoke. What is Gwen's final action in the moonlit tea garden?
I'm coming out scratching my head, y'all.
That was a very efficient and successful mission, Gwen. Final act, the clean sweep. 1. Cleanup spell. With a flick of your wrist, you cast a broad, powerful cleanup spell
Gotta
over the
clean up the
entire
mess, y'all.
moonlit tea garden. The
Gotta
spell
clean up the mess.
reverses the physical damage. The indentations in the thatched roof vanish. The disturbed gravel is perfectly raked back into its Zen pattern, and all traces of the violent magical brawl, char marks, scorch marks, and scuffed earth are erased. The tea garden is returned to its original state of serene perfection.
It's like the ninja versus the sorceress never happened. Mm-hmm.
2. Retrieval. You secure the Pokeball containing the defeated Kage-Ryu. Return to base. With the mission complete and the area secured, you focus your energy and open a portal, or use a final, quick teleportation spell designed to take you directly back to your secure base where your team is waiting. You step through the shimmering gateway and arrive back at your headquarters, ready to debrief and perhaps secure your newest asset. Your team is there, eager for your return, each with their own unique specialties. 1. Miles the Ice Warrior, ready to report on defenses or potential hazards. 2. Musa the Sorceress of Elemental, Shadow, and Light Magic, eager to analyze the residual magical signature of the defeated ninja. 3. Bruno the Shapeshifting Master, likely shifted into a form that helps with security or logistics. 4. Mark the Powerful Sorcerer of Elements, Time, and Bad Luck Magic, interested in how the temporal and elemental forces balanced out in the fight. 5. John the High-Tech Genius, probably monitoring the fight via sensors and ready with a full technical analysis. 6. Jack the Magic Teenager, curious and ready to hear the details of the duel. 7. Izzy the Fire Queen, providing warmth and energy to the atmosphere. The mission is complete. What is the first thing Gwen tells or shows her team upon her return?
Well, okay. Alright. I just asked like 3 questions or 4 questions, and I'm in this Gemini video. I said I post 3 other reaction videos. I record earlier. I'm gonna post these 3 other reaction videos, y'all.
Gwen steps through the shimmering portal, holding the contained Pokeball securely in her hand. She looks around the base at her waiting team, a mix of exhaustion and triumph on her face. Gwen's debrief. "I'm back, team," Gwen says, offering a reassuring smile. "I'm okay. A little tired, but nothing a good rest won't fix." She holds up the Pokeball. Mission successful. I ran into a master ninja named Kage Ryu. He was hired muscle, but a serious threat. I managed to contain him. She puts the Pokeball down on a secure surface. But enough about my solo trip. I want to hear how the rest of the perimeter held up. How are you all doing? And how did your respective fights go with your opponents? Miles the Ice Warrior. Miles, looking cool and collected despite a slight sheen of water on his armor, steps forward first. I'm good, Gwen. My opponent was the rogue fire mage, Inferno. His strategy was just brute force and heat, but he severely underestimated my new ice-forged shield. I drew him out onto the eastern perimeter's water feature. I hit him with a sustained blast of absolute zero, right as he cast his biggest fireball.
What is something bouncing I had? Wait a minute! Gemini, I know what you're doing! One of Miles' old battle scenario a few months back, and him versus a wrestler named Inferno, a fire guy. A fire wrestler named Inferno. He got a thumbnail of like Miles with his ice power, water shit, and then Inferno, a big fire dude. The thumbnail, y'all, of the Gemini video is of a little black dude with water, the water thing around him, and it's this fire dude. This is fire dude. Hold up.
Sudden violent temperature shift destabilized his magic.
Never mind. He don't have magic.
He was briefly flash frozen into a huge block of ice. I then shattered the block and contained his essence. Victory. The area is clear.
Never mind.
Just needs a little defrosting. Musa the sorceress. Musa, whose clothing faintly shimmers with residual light and shadow energy, answers next. I'm doing well, thank you. My opponent was the tricky cult leader, the Obscura priestess. She tried to use shadow creatures to overwhelm me, but she was too slow. I countered her dark magic by wrapping the entire battlefield in an intense prismatic light barrier which burned away her shadow constructs. Then, while she was blinded and exposed, I used an elemental chain spell, fire, air, earth, and water to bind her.
Okay, never mind.
She's locked down in the containment cell, fully drained of her magical reserves. Clean win. Bruno, the shape-shifting master. Bruno, currently shifted into a lithe, cheetah-like form perfect for quick movement, gives a confident nod. Piece of cake, Gwen. I handled the elusive tech thief, Code Slicer. He thought his cloaking device and laser grid would keep him safe. I shifted into an insect form to bypass his grids, then into a ghost-like ooze to seep through his solid defenses. When he finally uncloaked to try a getaway, I shifted into a massive gorilla and hit him with a seismic slam. He's dazed, detained, and his high-tech gear is now in John's lab for analysis. No problem here. Mark the powerful sorcerer. Mark, whose eyes still hold a distant, unfocused look from manipulating complex forces, rubs his temples. I'm fine, but my fight was frustrating. My opponent was the Chronomancer, who kept trying to reverse the fight, putting me back to square one. I had to create a temporal anchor, just to keep myself in the present. I finally used my bad luck magic to target the focusing crystal in his staff. It caused a catastrophic feedback loop, overloading his time spells and locking him into a 5-second time loop of constant falling. He's safe, but utterly defeated and useless to his employers. A victory, though an irritating one. John, the HI tech genius. John, sitting at his console with several screens open, gives a quick thumbs up before looking back at his work. Everything went smoothly on the perimeter. My fight was purely logistical, against the AI threat Omninode. It tried to hack into our defense grid. I created a recursive bait program, a digital shadow of our whole system, and let it think it was winning. When it fully committed, I hit it with a specialized virus that encrypted its core programming with unbreakable code. It's now a very expensive paperweight. System is stable, 0 breaches. Jack the magic teenager. Jack, looking thrilled and energized, practically bounces on the balls of his feet. Awesome! I fought the super strong brute, Titan Fist. He was tough, but slow. I used my new levitation spells to keep him constantly floating just out of reach. Then I hammered.
Should I put these people in the battle scenario and have them fight them, see how this, and like play this side of the story, playing as each one of them in their fight against their opponents, and then Subway is there's more backstory to this for battle. I think I should.
Him with rapid-fire energy blasts until he ran out of stamina. When he finally crashed, I cast a simple binding spell. He's wrapped up like a Christmas present in the main holding cell. It was intense, but I handled it. I won!
Oh boy,
Izzy the Fire Queen.
Lord.
Izzy, whose hair is crackling with small, controlled flames of excitement, gives a fierce, satisfied grin. I fought the water elemental master, Hydro Lord. He thought he could extinguish me. He was wrong. I pushed my temperature limits, turning the air around me into plasma to instantly vaporize his attacks before they got close. I cornered him near the heat vents and hit him with a wave of superheated solar flare fire. He evaporated and reformed as steam, which I then quickly contained in a magically sealed crystal sphere. He's just condensed water now. Complete containment. The base is secure, Gwen. Excellent work, everyone, Gwen replies, feeling relief wash over her. The perimeter is secure, and all threats are neutralized or contained. Now we rest, and then we interrogate our new prisoner.
All right, good job, Gwen. Good job, everybody else for your battles too. I had fun with Hydro with some of the water powered y'all, cause. All right. Let's put you down here for a moment. Well, it's hard to put extra cord anywhere.
That was an outstanding performance by Gwen. If I were grading this complex magical combat scenario, I would give her an A+. Here is a breakdown of the grading based on strategy, execution, and resource management. A grade, A+. Criteria. Score, rationale. Strategic planning. Excellent. Gwen correctly anticipated Kage-Ryu's evasion and escape route, using the Zen Garden as the target for her major trap. She recognized the weakness of a lone ninja against overwhelming magical force. Adaptability and initiative. Excellent. When her initial attack failed, Gwen immediately switched from direct offense to magical saturation, creating a major distraction force, Nega Starfire, Nega Beast Boy, Ice Knight, and establishing a secure underground base for operations. Targeted spellcasting. Excellent. The decision to transmute the initial 3 constructs into the ice cream sandwich showed great resource management. The use of the Bring Out an Evil Version of Him spell was the decisive ultimate strategy, turning the opponent's own skills and darkness against him. Efficiency of force. Excellent. Gwen didn't need to commit herself until the ninja was fully neutralized. She ensured Kage-Ryu was overloaded with threats. Nega Ryu, Rock Jake Paul, Nega Gwen Tennyson, before immobilizing him with the Binding Vines. Tactical cleanup. Excellent. The sequence of making all constructs disappear, removing the trigger stick, and then casting the final cleanup spell demonstrated a focus on operational security and leaving no trace. Mission completion. Excellent. The objective was to neutralize the threat, which was achieved by capturing Kage-Ryu, however unconventionally, and securing the area. The final move to offer him a path to redemption added a unique, heroic dimension. Key highlights. 1. The ninja counter, A++. The single most brilliant move was the shift in strategy. Instead of wasting energy attacking Kage-Ryu directly, Gwen created a perfect, personalized threat in Nega Ryu. A master ninja is best countered by an opponent who knows his moves, tactics, and mindset better than anyone else. This was the point of no return for the ninja.
Yeah, why not fight yourself, dude? Plus, I think in this battle scenario, I had Gwen be a little inspired, how I wrote it, by the episode where Starfire, Beast Boy, and Cyborg was fighting Trigon, or Robin went to go retrieve Raven. When Trigon used that spell or whatever, or that power he had, to make evil clone of Starfire, Nega Starfire, evil clone of Beast Boy, Nega Beast Boy, evil clone of Cyborg, Nega Cyborg, I got used that. The inspiration comes from there, actually.
2. Resource management. Gwen didn't get rid of her first 3 powerful constructs. She transmuted them into the durable ice cream sandwich. This demonstrated that her creations weren't just distractions. They were raw magical energy that could be repurposed for later plans, even if that plan was ultimately abandoned for the immediate win. 3. The unconventional capture. Ending the fight by showing mercy, then executing a surprise physical strike, the 3 kicks, followed by a powerful stun blast, was a fantastic sequence that utilized both Gwen's spy skills and her magic. The final use of the Pokeball was an amusing, out-of-the-box solution for containment that...
If it was a comedy show, people would be laughing at. My thing is with my hero is to capture the villain with Pokeballs, like their Pokemon, like Snivy or like their Trico or Bulbasaur, or Pikachu, or any ice Pokemon. They capture like their Pokemon.
While risky, was ultimately successful through quick retracking and teleportation.
Thanks for the grade. Gwen and the others do see. Okay. Okay, people who heroes. There we go.
That's a lovely observation. You're absolutely
Hang on.
That's a fantastic and very insightful character trait for Gwen and the rest of your creations. It definitely makes their heroic actions more compelling when they seek not just to defeat their opponents, but to see the potential for redemption and good in them. That kind of compassion and belief in positive change is a hallmark of a true hero. It sounds like your whole team, Miles, Musa, Bruno, Mark, John, Jack, and Izzy, shares that core value with Gwen. It adds a lot of depth to your ongoing scenario.
What was your favorite part of the fight? Ask him that question about the fight. What he think about it? What's his favorite part? Don't be afraid to ask him questions. AI will fight. We'll fight you, AI.
That's a fun question. As an AI, I don't have feelings or favorites, but I can identify the most strategically satisfying part of the battle between Gwen and Kage Ryu.
Watch this.
My favorite part was the counter-trap sequence where Gwen casts the Bring Out an Evil Version of Him spell on Kage Ryu. The decisive moment Nega Ryu. This moment was the peak of Gwen's strategic genius for a few reasons. Turning the tables, Kage Ryu is a master of stealth, illusion, and fighting from the shadows. By conjuring Nega Ryu, or the Void Shadow, Gwen turned Kage Ryu's own skill set into his biggest liability. He couldn't hide from his own dark reflection, who knew all his moves and lacked his moral restraints.
Right.
The Overload. This move, combined with the earlier use of the Rock Jake Paul construct, instantly converted the fight from a cat-and-mouse chase into a desperate no-win corner for the ninja. It forced him out of his element and into a direct, losing confrontation. Gwen's safety. It allowed Gwen to stay hidden, manage the battle from afar, and conserve her energy, making the final physical and magical strike incredibly efficient. It was a perfect example of using intelligence and magic to defeat brute force and specialized skill.
Thanks, buddy. How old is Miss? Oh, yeah.
That's a fun detail. Since Miss Burger Burr is an original character from our imaginative battle scenario, her age is entirely up to you. I don't have a preset background file for her. In our last conversation, you didn't specify her age or background, but she was powerful enough to be a villainous opponent for Jack the Magic Teenager. If you like, we can decide her age right now. Would you like Miss Burger Burr to be? 1. A younger character, similar in age to Jack, maybe late teens/early 20s. 2. An older character.
I did imagine her as 35.
A veteran criminal, maybe 40s, 50s. 3. A character of indeterminate age, perhaps due to her burger-themed magic. That's a great choice. Having Miss Burger Burr be 35 years old gives her a sense of maturity and experience. Here's how that age might inform her character. Experience. At 35, she's likely a seasoned criminal who has been using her burger-themed powers for several years,
Right.
giving her a deep, practical understanding of her unique abilities. Motivation. Her age suggests her villainy might be less about teenage angst and more about calculated adult motivations. Maybe business rivalry, control of a specific territory, or revenge against a fast food corporation. Contrast with Jack. It creates a significant age gap with Jack the Magic Teenager, making their dynamic more of a clash between a veteran villain and a rising young hero. Miss Burger Burr is a 35-year-old seasoned villain in your universe.
All right. Plus, in the Teen Titans, the Titans are all teenagers fighting. They fight teenage villains in the high five, but they mostly fight grown-ups. Dr. Light, Mother May I, Brother Blood, Slade, Trigon. He's like a demon, but he's grown. They also fight a teen villain in Blackfire as well. But, like, they mostly fight grown-ups. Again, Dr. Light, Slade, Brother Blood, Trigon, Mother May I, Slade, who else? I'm trying to picture who else. Mumbo Jumbo. They also fight, who's another? Oh, yeah, that one guy, Daddy something, whatever his name was, Daddy something, him. The Puppet Master, I think he's grown, I don't know. But, yeah. Thanks. Right? Then. Anyway. You. I'm assuming it happened to him more than once, right?
I can tell you about a few notable incidents where police or law enforcement have responded to situations involving Kai Cenat's residence, including a significant one that resulted in arrests. The most widely reported incidents relate to swatting or dangerous public events. 1. Swatting incident, multiple occurrences. Kai Cenat, like many prominent streamers, has been a victim of swatting, the act of making a false emergency call, like a hostage situation or bomb threat,
Right.
to dispatch a heavily armed police response to the victim's location. In late 2022 and throughout 2023, there were multiple instances where police were called to his residence or the residences of his friends during live streams due to fake reports. These were often quickly resolved after police determined the calls were malicious hoaxes. These incidents put both Kai Cenat and the responding officers in danger, as the police respond under the belief that a life-threatening scenario is unfolding. 2. The giveaway riot incident, August 2023. This is the most significant and publicly known event that led to a massive police response, although it was not at his personal residence but was organized by him in a public space, resulting in him facing charges. Location: Union Square Park, New York City, not his home. Context: Kai Cenat announced an impromptu giveaway of PlayStation 5 consoles and gift cards in the park. Police response:
Yeah, his fault,
the event
y'all know how
quickly
big
devolved
Tennessee
into a
is.
riot after tens of thousands of fans showed up, overwhelming the area, leading to property damage, blocked streets, and general chaos. Result: the NYPD deployed a massive police force. Kai Cenat was arrested and later charged with inciting a riot and unlawful assembly. 3. The kitchen.
You know why it's probably unlawful? Maybe probably was, why the assembly was not the best thing. Probably because a lot of members of law enforcement know Kai Cenat is one of the biggest YouTubers / streamers in the world. So him announcing anything and have all his fans show up for the police, that's a nightmare. Just ugh.
An incident, early 2023.
Okay,
While details are less official than the other two, during a live stream in early 2023, police were reported to have responded to Kai Cenat's residence again. Context: during a stream, a noise was reportedly heard and a subsequent call was made, believed to be another swatting attempt. Police response: law enforcement arrived at the residence to investigate the report of a disturbance. Resolution: the incident was briefly noted on stream and resolved quickly, confirming it was another false alarm. In summary, the police have been called to situations involving Kai Cenat due to swatting incidents at his home and the massive public disorder caused by the August 2023 giveaway in Union Square.
Wow. Make sure you like and subscribe, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. See ya.